Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacy if you're new here, and today's video is going to be another fitness journey video. I'm pretty sure I have not posted one of these in 3 or 4 weeks. It's been a while. So we're back, and I just want to give like a rundown of where I've been and kind of what my new plan is and what I'm doing. So when I started my last training block, my goal was just to work out. And I think thus far, not having any type of plan has really been my downfall. So I really need some type of something to work towards. And my last workouts I posted was in my home gym. And then I decided that I miss working in a commercial gym. So I got a gym membership. So I worked out there for a few days, a couple of weeks. I did not work out once last week, but that's okay. And so here we are. And so I'm not sure how much I will be filming in the gym and what exactly I'm going to do. I will probably just do it because why not? It doesn't really matter that much. So my current plan is I'm actually going to train for a marathon, and I have several months to do so. And I'm almost starting from scratch. And that's kind of crazy. This same race also has a half. So if I'm not ready for a full marathon, I will do the half. But either way, I'm doing a race on this day. So what I'm going to be doing is mostly focusing on running and building up core strength and mobility and some strength training. But I'm just going to do 2 full body days and 4 runs a week and then a full rest day. And I'm also going to be working with a coach, which we have our first little sit down tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited to get started. And really what I'm doing with working with this coach is just having someone to help hold me accountable. So that's kind of been my issue lately. So yeah, I am pretty excited to embark on this running journey. There's a couple of other factors that are really giving me that boost of motivation to train for this marathon. So I'm really excited to do that. And right now it is literally the middle of July, and I want to run outside because the race is outside. So yeah, and I live in New Mexico, and it gets really, really, really hot in the afternoons. And there's this trail I can run on that has a lot of trees and it's shaded a bit, but I'm going to have to make sure that I'm well hydrated, well energized. I have enough food and fuel, and I'm good to go for these runs, especially when I start doing longer distance. I'm using the Runna app to plan out my runs so that I can progress the way I need to be able to do those long distances. So for now, I don't have a whole lot of long runs. So I'm just going to work out in the afternoon, even if it's really, really hot, because I don't have that long of runs at the moment. So I'm going to make sure I have my electrolytes during the day and then have electrolytes afterwards or during, depending on how long the run is, just to make sure I'm energized, have, fuel, whatever I need afterwards or during to make sure that I am able to run through the heat and all of that. So I'm pretty excited for the start of this. And today is basically day 1 of 20 weeks before my race. So yeah, I don't really have a big update between, the last training block and now. Nothing crazy. I had a couple of PRs. I did 95-pound bench a few weeks ago without realizing it because I miscalculated the bar weight at my gym, and I thought it was 85 pounds because I thought the bar was lighter than it was. So that was cool. And it also just shows that I am capable of a lot more than I give myself credit for. So yeah. Today's workout is going to be mobility, abs, and a 3-mile run, I think. Yeah, it's going to be an interval, a 3-mile interval, something or other. And I'm going to do this outside, and it's going to be probably in the heat because I have a couple of other things I need to do. I need to eat lunch and then wait a few hours before I dive into a run. And then it's really hard for me to get up and get going for the gym first thing in the morning. It's hard enough for me to get up and go to work sometimes. So I am just going to stick to the afternoon and just make sure I'm fueling myself and hydrating myself very, very well, literally every single day. And then supplementing where I need to, additional on those days that I do run outside. I might do some of the intervals in the gym on the treadmill, just depending on how I'm feeling, but my long runs for sure will be outside. Today, I do want to run outside, but I also just want to do this at the gym too. So I don't know. I'll figure it out later when I leave. So I am also adjusting my nutrition a little bit so that I am fueling myself properly. So I'm basically going to be eating at maintenance calories and increasing my carbs quite a bit and focusing on like carb intake and protein intake as well. So I had oatmeal today for breakfast. I've been having yogurt. And yeah, that's like high protein, low carb. So in my lunches, I eat Factor for lunch just because it's easy, grab and go. Those are typically low carb, so I will just have to add in carbs throughout the day and have my breakfast higher in carb than it has been lately. So, and then supplementing, with quick energy sources for long runs like gels or gummy candy even sometimes depending on the run. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to get started. And yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping and I'll check in with you guys when I go to do my run or go to the gym, whatever I end up doing. But I just wanted to get this intro going because I was already batch filming a bunch of other stuff and I was ready to film. So yeah, today is Sunday. So we'll see how the rest of the week goes. I have 3 days and then I'm camping for 2 days. So I'm going to try to go to the gym before we head out for camping and then go for a run or a hike on the day that we're camping, where we're camping. I'm going to quit yapping now and I'll check in with you guys later. I just got to the gym. I'm going to do all of my runs on the treadmill for the first couple of weeks because it is hot. And it will be hot, and I'm an afternoon workout person. So for right now, I think that's what I'll do. And then once I start hitting some longer mileage, I will do my long runs outside. So for right now, I'm doing them in the gym, and today I'm just doing mobility, abs, and then my run. So it's like a 3-mile run today. Let's get into it. I'm gonna sip on my pre-workout a little bit, but I'm gonna get in to get this workout done. Okay, I just finished this workout. I feel pretty good about it. I did my warm-up and abs, and for my workout it was a run. The warm-up was 1 minute or 1.25 miles. I did in 23 minutes with an average pace of 18 minutes 48 seconds, and then a 90-second walk. So the warm-up I pretty much did I did 2 or 3 miles. I kind of went back and forth. 2 or 3 miles running and 1 minute. 2 or 3 minute running and then 1 mile. I keep saying mile. I didn't do that many. 1 minute walking. I kind of alternated that during the warm up, and then during the intervals, it was 0.62 miles at a. All of this was really, really slow, and it was intended to be. Runna basically meets me where I am, so that's pretty cool. And so I did 0.62 miles with an average pace of 18:48, and then a minute and a half recovery, or 75 seconds. It was a minute and 15 walk. And then the next one was 0.37 miles for an 18:04 mile pace. And then a minute walk, and then 0.25 miles at 18:25 mile pace, 18 minutes, 25 seconds. And then a 90-second walk. And then I did 0.5 miles at a 16:32 pace for a total of 3.18 miles in an hour. So that's actually pretty good, because the last time I did 3 miles, it was just over an hour, and I did almost 3.25 miles in an hour. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy about that. So if I looked at my splits, it showed the first mile was 19-mile pace, the second one was 19 minute. Both were 19-minute paces. The second mile was almost a 19-minute pace, 18:54. And then I ran for 3 minutes at 16-minute pace. So that's actually pretty good. I'm pretty excited about that. So I am gonna go home. My husband's cooking dinner, and so tomorrow's another run day, so we will catch up tomorrow. Okay, so it is Monday. Yesterday was Sunday. I am at the gym. What is the run today? It is a 3.25 mile run at no faster than a 20-minute mile pace. So slow, very slow. So I think I'm going to do something similar to what I did yesterday and do 3 minutes running, 1 minute walking for that entire run. And I'm not sure how much I'm going to film. I probably won't film, honestly, really anything. I'll just check in when I'm done, when I get back in my car, because I'm just going to do a similar warm-up to yesterday with abs and mobility, but then do my run after that. I'm going to do a condensed version of it, what I did yesterday. I'm going to go in, get this run done, because I'm just going to do the treadmill, because it is 91 degrees and it's 2 o'clock. And my race is in December, so it's going to be in the winter. I'm not sure what exactly. I don't need to force myself to run in the heat if I don't have to, since I'm not training for a race in the heat. So, yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get this done. Okay, hopefully the audio is okay. I don't feel like getting my mic, and I have the AC on just a little bit. I just finished that run. What did I do? I literally was just looking at it. Okay, so our 3.25 mile run in Runna, and it said it was 3.25 at a conversational pace, and no faster than 20 minutes and 10 seconds per mile pace. I definitely ran it faster than that, to be honest. But I think this run was going to give me a baseline for the pacing for the rest of this whole program. Because I put in the race day date, and told it to write me a program, basically. That's pretty cool. And then for the treadmill, it said specifically no more than 3 miles per hour, but that's like walking pace for me. So I did it at 3.25 miles, 3.5 mile. 3.5 speed on the treadmill. What am I even saying? And I alternated 3 minutes walking, 3 minutes running, 1 minute walking. And that seemed to work out really, really well. I didn't get fatigued until the last half mile. So I'm pretty happy about that. Pretty excited. And so my total was 3.27 miles
at 53 minutes, which is faster than what I did yesterday because, first, before I get off that page, that's a 16:16. So 60-minute, 16-second minute mile pace. So that's pretty cool. So yesterday's, I did 3.19 miles in exactly 1 hour at 18-minute, 49-second mile pace. So that's pretty cool. If I didn't intentionally do the run walk, I absolutely would have done way too fast of a pace starting out way too soon. I would have gone too fast too soon, or too fast too long too soon, and not pacing myself like at all. So I'm super excited about that, and it was extremely consistent. So if I looked at my splits, my first one was a little fast, but it was 15:21. The second mile was 16:21. The third mile was 16:28. And then the last one was only 5 minutes, and I definitely kind of walked the last 5 minutes anyway, was 18:38. I'm pretty proud of how consistent that is. I had a conversation today with somebody about trying to do too much too fast, especially in like your fitness journey. And for me, I could tell you if you're doing too much too fast. However, when it comes to myself, I don't know anything. It's definitely something that I needed to hear. That I was definitely trying to do too much. My ultimate at minimum goal is to run 3 days a week. If I can, add into strength training workouts as well, because those are going to benefit my runs so much too. So for these first 4 weeks, that's the first goal, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to quit yapping. I'm going to go home and shower and get some electrolytes, because I forgot to have some earlier, but that's okay. I will check in with you guys on my next workout.
Today is Wednesday, and I just did a long run. This run was a 3.75 mile long run, and it didn't give me any guidance other than walk at a conversational pace. So I stuck with what I had been doing all week, and I ran for 3 minutes, walked for 1 minute for the entire thing. So I ended up doing 3.75 miles in 1 hour and 2 minutes with an average pace of 16-minute 40 per mile. That's really good. So if I go back first, I want to look at what my splits were for each mile, because I think that they were going to be extremely close. So my first one was really slow, and I think it was because I started with a minute walk instead of started with the 3-minute run. So it's just how the 3 on 1 off just happened. So I might have had more 1 minute walking in that 17 minutes versus the rest. So the next 2 miles, and even the 0.75 of the last bit of this run, were all within the 16-minute range. So the second mile was 16:38, the third mile was 16:25, and the fourth, so the 0.75, was 16:20. So I made that extremely consistent. So I'm super happy with that. So if we look at all the runs I did this week, on Sunday, I did 3.19 miles in 1 hour, exactly, with an 18-minute, 49-second pace. That's slow compared to what I did today. And so then Monday, I did 3.25 miles in 53 minutes and 9 seconds at a 16:16 pace. And then we moved to today, and I did 3.75 miles in 16-minute, 40-second per mile pace. So that's awesome. That's quite an improvement. And I am pretty sure, for one, I remained slow intentionally. I wanted to maintain at least at the very fastest a 15-minute mile pace. So I'm not overdoing it too fast, because this is week 1. I don't want to burn myself out, for one. And for two, I've never really been very good at maintaining a pace. So that's one thing that I'm working towards doing with this training. So I'm not going to burn myself out, because a full marathon is 26 miles. 26 miles. That's crazy. A half is 13.1. It's 26.2, a full. But yeah, so I want to do the full, so I don't want to burn myself out with training. I started this week wanting to do 4 runs a week and 2 strength trainings workouts a week, and had a heart-to-heart with a coach, and basically was like, how many runs are you doing now? And I'm like, I don't know. I can average 3 workouts a week, which is pretty good. So with her guidance, basically it was like, do 3 runs a week for a month and then add extra on top of it. So for the first 4 weeks, my goal is 3 runs a week. So this is the 3rd run. So this is it for this week. And I'm pretty happy with the progress I've started off with, because if I had gone to the gym yesterday and did a workout, I would have been too fatigued and tired today, not only like physically, but also mentally as well. So I am very happy with this progress thus far. I'm excited to see how the rest of the week goes, or the rest of my training goes. I for sure do want to incorporate some strength training in at some point, potentially add another run a week, but 4 might be excessive with also strength training. But I know for sure the strength training is definitely going to benefit a lot if I do 2 full body days a week, and just kind of hit a little bit of everything, and then target some areas that need extra attention. So week 1 of 20 complete. I'm probably going to go hiking later this week, so I'll include some of those clips if I do. There's a possibility I may not. I'm going camping, but we might go hiking during like our camping trip. So I probably will. So I'll include some clips at the end of this of just little bits and bobs, because I'm going to have a whole separate video for that hike anyway on my channel. So yeah, that hike is just an added bonus in training. It's not a necessity. So I'm happy with the progress I'm making this first week, and I'm glad that I had that heart to heart and realized that I need to dial it back. 6 days a week, when I'm averaging half that, is asking myself for too much, and then I'm going to end up burning myself out and then being mad that I didn't achieve it when I'm asking too much of myself. So for these first 4 weeks, let's get these 3 runs in. I'm going to buy a new pair of shoes. I think also I will need a new pair of shoes at the end of these first 4 weeks, because these ones are old. They've seen some miles. I walked all around Miami in them when I went to Florida for a cruise, and I was in Miami for a full day before that, and I have a vlog on that, so I'll link that below. And I walked everywhere, and I walked in these specific shoes. So I will need a new pair of shoes, but I'm going to challenge myself to be consistent with at least 3 runs a week. If I do anything extra, it probably will be backpacking, hiking, that kind of thing, and not anything else. And then after that, I'll add in 1 strength training for another 4 weeks, and then add in another. So get up to a total of 5 workouts a week, 3 runs, 2 workouts, 2 full body days by, 12 weeks? By the end of 12 weeks, which isn't even halfway through, or just over halfway through this training program. So, because my marathon is in 20 weeks. So, yeah, that is my plan, and I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will join me along this marathon training journey. I'm very excited and optimistic that I can get this marathon done. I don't have any time goals. I'm really just wanting to finish. We have from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., so a really long time to complete the marathon. So I am just super excited. I want to finish. And I do want to finish in a certain amount of time, but I'm not going to push it. Because for one, this is going to be my first ever race. And for two, first ever marathon. So, and the most I've ever run is 8 miles. And I think I did that in 2 hours. I'd have to really dig back and find out when I did that and whatever, but because I don't remember. It was like 2 years ago, and I don't remember specifically when. So I want to say it was roughly in like 2 hours. I did 8 miles. So I think that's a little faster pace than what I've done this week. So I'm not going to compare myself to that, though, because that's a very different me than I am now. So meet myself where I am. And yeah, so I'm going to stop yapping. I have most of this video already edited, and it's a little bit long with me just talking for the most part, because what else am I going to show you when I'm running other than me running? So these videos are going to be a lot more chatty, just recapping how I'm feeling. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and help me achieve 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and follow me along if I do the marathon or if I do a half. Hoping for a marathon. So comment down below if you've made it this far, if you have done a race before, and how your first race went. Give me some words of encouragement, I guess. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.